Hello. In this tutorial, we're going to look at a time-saving technique to help you when working with invoices, and specifically how to get those finished invoices to your clients. We're here in the detailed view for a specific invoice for Breezy Acres. We've already added the charges and have marked the invoice as final. The only thing left to do is get this invoice to the client. We'll do that by going to the Action panel and using the Print Email Invoice link. The question is, does this customer prefer to get their invoices by email or a printed hard copy? This tutorial is going to demonstrate how to manage those preferences by client. I'm going to leave the invoice screen for now and go to Settings. Under the Settings menu, click All Settings. And in this list of options, then click Invoice Delivery Settings by Contact. This is a page specifically to manage the communication preferences for invoices for your clients. It provides you with a list of all your active clients, what their preferred invoice delivery method is, and whether or not the system has an email address on file for them. When you first come to this page to start using this feature, I recommend that you start by clicking the All checkbox. That will select all of your active contacts, no matter how many pages of records you have. We're then going to use the Action panel and change all of your customers to a specific invoice type that it will apply to most of them. So in this case, we're going to say that most of our clients still prefer a printed hard copy. And so I'll select that option, and now all of the contacts are set to print. I'm going to refine those settings now by selecting a few contacts using the checkboxes. I'll select a group, and you can continue on, move to multiple pages if you need to. Once you have a group selected, then return to the drop-down list in the Action panel and select the new option. So I'm saying the ones I've checked, I'm now going to change to a preference of email. You'll notice in the invoice type column, those records have been now set to a preference for email as far as their delivery method for their invoices. Now please remember, this is just a preference. Of course, you can always print an email for any customer. You can always send an invoice via email for any customer. So this is just a preference, but you can use either method at any time. We'll also see that we have email addresses on file for these customers, and it will be indicated in red if we don't have an email address for that customer. If we know it at this time, we can use the edit symbol to change that record right here without having to go back to the contact screen. Once we've clicked edit, again, we have the list of what the options are for their preference, and we can add their email address at this time. We'll make those changes and click the green check mark to save. Now that we've been setting our specific clients to their preferred methods, let's return to the invoice to see what kind of effect that's having. I'm going to go back to the invoice for Breezy Acres, and now in the Action panel, I still have the same link as before, but now there's a star or asterisk next to the word email. And that indicates that Breezy Acres prefers to have their invoices sent by email. If they had been set for print, the asterisk or star would appear there. And if there's no star or asterisk, then we don't have a preference set for that customer. Either way, whatever the preference is, we're going to begin by clicking that link to get to the view of the customer's view of the invoice. From here, we can always click the print button to print, or use the email this invoice link in the Action panel. And on this page, we again have the asterisk because Breezy Acres is set for a preference to receive their invoices by email. Now, as we wrap up, I want to show you one more setting that will help you manage this feature for clients going forward. We'll go back to the Settings menu and All Settings, and this time we'll select Settings for Invoices. This page has general settings for invoices that are covered in another tutorial, but I'm going to scroll down to a section towards the bottom that deals with their delivery method. This first option, Default Delivery Method, can be changed to whatever you think, again, the majority of your clients will fall into. We're going to say Print, and all this does is that any clients you add to the program from this point forward will automatically be sent to receive their invoices in a printed hard copy as their preference. Of course, that can be changed for any individual clients. Finally, the last option on the Invoice Settings page gives you a quick hot link to the Method by Contact page that we were working in before, and that's just an alternative way to reach that page. Thanks for choosing iForgeAhead.